Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Same coffee, same creamer. Well, today it's going to be 75 degrees. And my friend and I are going out to a little festival. It's like I think it's like a little art festival. So we just want to go and look around, maybe have a coffee. Whatever. I don't need to buy anything. And that's not why I want to go, because I'm trying to get rid of stuff rather than gather more stuff. But if I see something that is cheap enough and I like, well, who knows? But that's not my goal. It's just for something to do, actually. So, even if you're on a low income and you don't have a lot of money, it doesn't mean you have to sit in your house and look at your four walls. You can go find things to do. And even if it's just walking around a craft fair or an art festival and just looking to see what other people are up to and getting out there and, socializing a little bit with some people. It doesn't have to be an austere and mundane life. You can make your life exciting even if you don't have a lot of money. Because I don't have a lot of money and I do the best I can. So anyway, let's give the coffee a try. Cheers. Yep, same old coffee. So I'm almost out of the Easy on Your Stomach or whatever it is by Folgers. And then I think I'm going to switch over to decaf and see how that works. So far, so good. My stomach hasn't been giving me too many problems. I'm still taking the melatonin at night before I go to bed because I've mentioned it before. It's supposed to help close the sphincter that enables the food to come up into your esophagus. So, so far I haven't had to take my omeprazole, and it seems to be working for me. But check with your doctor if you have an idea that you want to try that. Check with your doctor, see what they say, or do some research online and see if that might be something that's helpful for you. I've also heard that taking olive oil is helpful. But for now, I'm going to try one thing at a time, because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll try 5 different things all together, and then I don't know what's working and what's not working. So I want to give it at least a couple months, because sometimes these things take a while to actually kick in. So that's my plan anyway. So it's not supposed to rain today. We're not supposed to be getting any more rain for the rest of the week, and the weather's supposed to be warming up some. It's been kind of cool, high 60s, low 70s, but it is only June, so that's not that unusual. It's definitely better than last June where it rained the whole month. So I haven't even been out in my garden for a couple days because I haven't been home. So I need to take a peek out there, do a little cleanup, and then we're going to go to this craft fair and just enjoy ourselves a little bit. So I know a lot of us have money worries. I know that. Trust me. I'm in that boat. But, you can't just focus on that. You have to focus on the positive things. So anyway, maybe we'll do a little chat about that in a little bit. But first, I'm going to go take a look at my budget book, and I'm going to do some morning pages. Morning pages kind of clear my head and get things in perspective and, sometimes if you read them, if you go back and read them, it's like, oh, I wasn't in a good place there. What can I do to get in a better place? Or, boy, I was happy then. What did I do that I was so happy? I think I need to do that again. So anyway, all right, I'm going to drink my coffee and I'll meet you at the budget book. Okay, here we are back at the budget book. So yesterday I get a red X because I did spend some money. Not a whole lot. Stopped at Drug Mart and bought some drink mix and some seeds that were half price. And I bought the seeds for next year. I want to try and winter sow them. Some of them are flowers and then just various things I figured I could use for next year's garden. So other than that, I got a lot of free things yesterday. So I stopped at the food bank, which I've only utilized twice. This particular food bank in my neighborhood, it's actually right down the street from me. You can utilize it once a month. And I used it, several months ago. So I was there and they were open. And, when you're on a low income, you can always use some food. So, don't let the stigma of going to a food bank affect your decision whether to go or not to go. So, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about that later. So anyway, this month I did pay off a couple bills, which I'm very happy about. Now I don't have anything in my emergency fund, so fingers crossed that nothing happens that I'm going to need that money. But I figured the money that I saved in interest on paying, especially the Amazon, I could put that back into the emergency fund. So I like to keep a couple $1,000s in there anyway, which doesn't always happen. My goal is to have 5,000 in there, but that's a little difficult, but I'll do what I can. So that's the plan anyway. When you don't have a whole lot of income, you're constantly juggling money. You're juggling your food, you're juggling your bills. Sometimes you're using your credit cards because there's things that you have to have. And so it's kind of hard to not use them at all unless you totally live without whatever it is. So anyway, we all make our choices on how we want to spend our money. And that's fine. That's how it should be. So anyway, I'm going to write my pages now and go out, check out my garden. From the window, it looks like everything really got big. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll be pleasantly surprised after 3 days of rain. So anyway, all right, I will be back later, and we'll see what else is up. Well, I thought I'd have coffee with you this morning. It's still nice and warm. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, one of my viewers asked me why I would go to the food bank when I have food in my freezers. And I actually thought, well, that's a good question. So I wanted to answer that. And I've always been, well, not always, but for years and years now, I've always prepped. I'm the kind of person that I don't like running around putting out fires, if you know what I mean. I like to plan ahead. I like to plan for emergencies. I like to plan for what if. And not that I live my life in a what if scenario, but there's certain things that are important to me. that I feel like I want to get ahead of, that I want to be prepared for. So, just to answer that question, and if you need to go to the food bank, don't even worry about the stigma or what people think, or don't even worry about that. If you need to go, go. Because these food banks get all these donations from various places, and I noticed in my little tiny hall that it's all from different stores. It's not all from the same place. And what happens to that food? You're not taking food out of poor people's mouths. That, don't even worry about that, because there's plenty of food waste in this country. And a lot of these stores will just throw it in the dumpster. So unless you want to become a dumpster diver and get it directly from there, now in Ohio we can't do that. It's against the law. You can't dumpster dive. But a lot of that food would end up in the dumpster. It would end up in the landfills, in the trash, wherever it is. So if you need it, go to your food bank. You're not taking the food out of somebody else's mouth. It's food that you can actually save for yourself. So anyway, I kind of going off the rail here a little bit. So I was right there by the food bank, and they were open. And I hadn't even planned to go to the food bank, but I thought, well, I'm here. I can always use food, so I'm going to go ahead and, get some food from the food bank. So that's what I did. And even though I have a lot of food in my house, it's food that I've accumulated over time, over a long stretch of time. Now, I can stretch my food out for months, and that's why I have a lot of food. That's why I have fully stocked freezers, and I want to keep it that way. Even though I have freezer cook-downs and refrigerator cook-downs to make more room, I want to replenish the older food, use that up, and replenish it with newer, fresher food. And most of the foods that you get from the food bank are like this close to expiring, so they can't sell it anymore when that happens. So don't feel bad about going to the food bank. And if you stock it up, if you get a nice food bank haul, there's nothing wrong with starting a prepper stash with your food bank money or food bank haul. Because with the prices being so outrageous, I can't afford to go to the grocery store every week and pick this and pick that, and I'd like this week, I'd like this week. And even just shopping, utilizing the what is it they call it, loss leaders, the the ads. Even with that, I can't afford to do that. I just can't. That's why I shop once a month. Because once a month I have some money where I can go and buy some food. And it's usually very basic things. I'm not going out and buying steaks and real high-end food. I don't buy a lot of prepared food. I would like to do that so that all I have to do is pull it out of the freezer and stick it in the microwave. I don't do that. I can't afford to do that. So a lot of the money that I save on food, I have to pay my bills, to pay my utilities, to pay for gas in my car, to feed my dogs, and every once in a while things come up like birthdays and Christmas and, things like that I need to have money for. So the only place really that I can save a substantial amount of money is on food. So, don't worry about what other people say or think or whatever. But that's how I do it. That's how I'm able to have a lot of food. without going out and constantly buying more and spending more. And, and that's why I utilize Flash Foods, because Flash Foods, I mean, some of the food you get there, first of all, they're going to expire in a couple days. So what do? I freeze it. I just stick it in the freezer. That way the food lasts longer, and my freezers are always full. I always have food in there. I don't want to have to get to the point where I have to worry about, I don't have anything to eat. What am I going to do? Okay, this week I'll go to the food bank and get whatever they give me. I don't want to live that way. So I don't want to have a poor man's mentality of scarcity. So, even if you want to go to the food bank and you have a low income, just to stock up your food. If they give you beans one week, or or rice, or they give you some nice frozen meat, or whatever it is you eat, and you're not going to eat it that week. It doesn't have to be, okay, I got this box this week, so I'm going to eat this food. I'm going to make meals from this food. It doesn't have to be that way. And I guess a lot of the things that I tell you about or that I share with you are things that have worked for me, that I do to get by on a low income. I mean, that's just basically the bottom line. This works for me. It's worked for me for a long time. And I always have plenty because I think ahead. I do things ahead. It's not putting out fires, like I said. Like, oh, I have no food. I got to go to the food bank. No, that's not a good way to live. I mean, it just isn't. So, if that answers the question, that's great. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. You can leave me a comment below. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And if you find yourself in a situation where you have to pay your electric bill or you have to pay your house payment and you don't have enough money, but yet you have food in your freezer and you have food in your pantry, so you don't have to go out and buy, food for the week. So anyway, it's just a little chat that I wanted to talk about, and I really thought that was a good question, and I wanted to answer it, and how I think about getting food and, going to the food bank or buying Flash Foods. I mean, it's not the freshest food. It's food that would be in the garbage if I didn't take it or if I didn't buy it. And then I freeze it. I stick it in the freezer, and I have plenty of food for many, many more meals. So, all right, I'm going to go look in my garden, and maybe I'll take you with me. All right. All right, let's just take a real quick jaunt around the garden. Let's look what all this rain has done for my little plants. Wow. Look at that. Holy moly. They've like doubled in size. Well, my cauliflower has gone to seed there. I was hoping that was going to be a cauliflower, but I can always eat the leaves. They're tasty. They taste like cabbage-like. So anyway, there we have it. Holy moly. My tomatoes are like going crazy. Oh my. Wow. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. So there we have it. Oh, and my flowers that I rescued starting to bloom. What a beautiful color. I didn't even know what color they were, but they're happy in there. Those were my rescue geraniums and sun patience. So, but yeah, it's like really blown up. So let's take a look further. Oh, look at these tomatoes. I gotta start staking these up. And I have tomatoes. Yay, I have maters. So I gotta tie these up because they're like falling over. Oh, I'm just so happy. Look at all this wonderful, beautiful food. That's awesome. Oh, look at that oregano. Wow, I really need to harvest that. It's like out of control. And my nasturtium has bloomed. Let's take a look over there. Let's take a look. Oh, how pretty. How pretty. These are edible. Everything has doubled in size. It's just, I'm so excited. Now my parsley's gone to seed, so I need to harvest that. And let's see if my okra has come up. Oh, I got one little tiny okra right there. The other ones haven't come up yet. So, and this tomato, this is a Marzano. That's doubled in size. Oh, look at these beautiful, beautiful marigolds. Oh, and my zucchini is coming along. There's the second one. And look at all these marigolds, how beautiful they are. Wow, I'm just so happy. I'm very happy with my garden. My peppers are doing well. I don't see any little peppers yet, but they do have blossoms. And look at this lettuce. Oh, wow. I need to harvest. All right, well, I just thought I would share my lush garden with you. I should look and see if I could find a picture from before, how it was. Well, anyway, there we go. There's my garden. Well, we got back from the show, and it was completely underwhelming. The picture on Facebook made it look like it had many, many tables of crafts and art stuff, and and when we got there, it's like, whoa, is that all there is? There were maybe half a dozen tables. There was a little thrift store in there that had some nice things, but I didn't buy a thing. So, and then we went and we had some ice cream. So I did spend a little money. I got a teeny tiny Dairy Queen Blizzard. That was $3.50, and it was just a little cup. I mean, I think it was a kiddie portion size, because I just said I want the smallest one that they had. Not because I didn't want to pay for more, but I just didn't want more than that. So we did that, and then we ended up walking around Olmsted Falls in all the little shops in the middle of town. And we didn't buy anything there either. They had nice things, but again, the prices are pretty high. So I found one mug that I liked, and that was like $17.95. It's like, no way, I'm not paying that. So, but that was it. That was my day, and it was a nice day. But that's it. Now I'm going to just relax a little bit. Put my feet up, and I'll be back to wind things up. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.